How can there be so many layoffs and still a low unemployment rate? When we were getting government statistics, you might have seen 4.2% unemployment, which is still an historic low. But you or your friends who might be eminently qualified for jobs that recently were in demand might be struggling to get work now. Where's everyone going? One shows up in the labor force participation rate, which is the percent of adult Americans when surveyed that are either in work or looking for work. If you're out of work because you're on disability or doing domestic care or for some other reason, you don't show up in the labor force participation rate. And you can see in the 70s as more women surged into the workforce, we hit historic highs of labor force participation in the late 2000s and have been declining ever since. After a pandemic blip, it stayed lower still. So a higher share of Americans, especially a higher share of American men, are now not working and not looking for work. The other smaller place where some of those displaced American workers are showing up is a happier bit of story. I just wrote a piece for Technically about the still surging rate of business and corporations, entrepreneurship. And in the most recent data, August, we had the second highest share of high propensity business starts, those businesses that are most likely to employ other Americans. These are kinds of examples of what you might have heard called a K-shaped recovery, in which after an economic hurt, in this case the pandemic and technological change, some industries, some workers thrive and others struggle. So with high layoffs and a stubbornly low unemployment rate, where are Americans going? Some are feeding a still surging entrepreneurial climate, and some are opting out of the workforce altogether.